The first one that comes to mind for me is Markelle Fultz. I don't know what it is about like Magic players that like my brain just doesn't give up on them. Like they just had like a fun team for the last couple of years. Markelle Fultz actually had a good role on the team for the last couple of years. It was very surprising to me that he did not get signed anywhere in this offseason. I was actually waiting to figure out where he got signed this offseason. He was one of those guys that I thought was going to be a sneaky pickup for a playoff team to, you know, make that jump from like a middle of the pack team to maybe a contender or a high playoff team. And he just never signed anywhere. I know recently he was in the buyout market. Obviously he wasn't bought out, but he was in that market. He signed with the Kings. He's played 3 games on okay splits. He really hasn't played that much, just 10 minutes a game. It's only been 3 games so far, but looking back at his 2 seasons in Orlando, and I'm looking down at my computer right now, which is why, yeah, I'm not looking at the camera, but I mean, he had 1 full season where he was a starter for 60 games, started 60 games, 30 minutes a night, and he put up 14 and 6 on pretty good splits, 51 from the field, 31% from 3, right? Jumper needed a little bit of work, but he could still get downhill and score. He took care of the ball. 2.3 isn't terrible for a starting point guard. It's not like league shattering, but that's a pretty solid assist to turnover ratio. Like, he looked like he had found his home finally. He had his first year in Orlando, 2019, 2020, 72 games played, started 60, relatively good numbers as well. Again, the jumper's always been the issue. Since those just like mystery injuries that he had in Philly, the jumper's always been the issue. But yeah, a guy coming out of Washington that he looked like he deserved to be the number 1 pick for a reason. He was drafted number 1. And whatever happened in Philly, probably the same thing that's happened with Joel Embiid, but that's its own thing. Like their medical staff, I don't know. But he got to Orlando and he's had a good career for Orlando. That's why it surprised me they didn't bring him back and nobody picked him up. And I'm hoping he gets an actual chance in Sacramento. I know that he's only played 3 games. He's not really getting any minutes. The team looks a lot different than it did just a couple months ago. But I mean, man, if he could even get like a 6th man role, I think he really could be a top 6th man in the league. I mean, star, probably not. I think my brain is still gonna like watch him and like love watching him play basketball. I don't think he's ever gonna be like an all-star, but I think he can like carve out an NBA career that's like an underrated player of an era type of career if he gets his chances. I don't know if he'll get that in Sacramento, but that's the first one on the list is Markelle Fultz.